Today on Panther TV, the Friday Night Lights return to Plymouth South tonight for the first time this season.
Should MCAS be a graduation requirement? That's up to voters to decide this November.
And we discover a former student's passion for pageantry and the opportunity of Miss America. Panther TV starts now.
Good morning, Plymouth South. Welcome to a new year of Panther TV. I'm Angel Chutmick.
And I'm Gavin Carrara. The ban has been lifted. Tonight, Plymouth players and fans gather for the first home football game under the lights this fall.
Here's Zoe Woja with more.
In August, the town of Plymouth has shut down all parks and fields because of a rise of EEE cases, and that meant no Friday nights under the lights here at Plymouth South, until today. Friday Night Lights are a fall tradition many here at Plymouth South look forward to, but for the first month of school, that shuts down. Instead of playing under the lights, football games needed to be over before dark.
I feel like it's pretty the same. It's just like weird having the games a lot earlier. I feel like I had a lot more time to like get ready and get there before the games. There's a few kids on the golf team that couldn't make it to the first game.
With fans having their own sporting events at the same time, many didn't have time to match the weekly theme and get to the game by 4. On the other hand, football players don't feel that difference has made much of an impact.
It's a little weird playing with the sun out. It gets in your eyes and stuff, and it's harder to kind of lock in before a game because you just got out of school.
Really, for me personally, I don't really see an impact at all. I think no matter what time it is, we're going to show up, we're going to play our hardest.
While the players don't see it as much of a challenge, the coaches have had to make adjustments.
Well, I think it's just you have to prepare a lot differently because normally we're used to getting here around 5 p.m. Warm-ups start around 6, and now we have to run down there right after school. It's a little chaotic. Kids have to get taped right away to be on the field at 3 o'clock. So I just think it feels a little bit more rushed. And I think the kids usually like having a little bit more downtime. I know I do as a coach, like after school gets over, just to have a couple hours to decompress. But we are really going from school right to football, so that's a lot different for us game preparation wise.
It's have to be more focused. Coming out right out of school and right onto the field. I mean, I think you definitely notice, really in the opponent. I think it's a bit of an advantage for us not having to get on a bus and not having to scramble to get ready to play at 4 o'clock. Whereas the home team, we can, stick to pretty much our regular routine. Where I think if we were on the road, it'd be a little bit more chaotic, and you definitely would see that impact.
The good news is this ban has been lifted, and tonight these stands will be full of fans cheering on their Panthers. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Zoe Woja.
If you've gone to public schools in Massachusetts, taking the MCAS has always been a part of your education.
But this November, that could change. Here's Logan Lang with the story.
Since 2003, the MCAS tests have been a graduation requirement in the Massachusetts public school system. Some say these tests need to stay, others say they need to go. MCAS has become part of the Massachusetts public schools back in the 90s. And for the last 21 years, students have had to pass the MCAS exams in math, English, and more recently science in order to get a high school diploma. While the purpose was to ensure high standards for education, that seems to have been at a loss. Instead of being a positive, the pressure on the students can create a stressful environment for many students.
I think for some students they sail through pretty easily. For others it is a major stress to them. I think even at low-level grades, there are a lot of kids that stress about the MCAS, which can be negative for a lot.
There are mixed feelings about the future of MCAS. Does it provide opportunities for some students, or does the stress outweigh the cause for others?
I think it's challenging, absolutely. But I do think that MCAS is a very important tool. I think it's good to know that about 91% of kids pass it on their first try, and about 97 pass given a second or third attempt. You can get scholarships. It can be like, oh my gosh, I got a whatever on the MCAS. Or it can be so crippling with anxiety and scared and threats and worry that it just cripples their education.
Parents also have their opinion on the current state of the test.
I think it's unfair for a graduation requirement. There's a lot of reasons that children may not excel in the MCAS testing, from anxiety to learning disabilities, and it doesn't mean that they're not capable of the work.
If MCAS does go away, could something else replace it?
The MCAS perhaps were not something that were a requirement and could be used in a different way. That would probably be more beneficial for students.
Election day is just over a week away. I guess we'll see what the voters decide then. Reporting from Panther TV, this is Logan Lang.
High school is a busy time for students. Between homework, sports, and extracurriculars, we find ourselves filling our schedules quickly.
But many of us still need more room for one more thing: a part-time job. Panther TV's Logan Kavicki takes a look at just how students and employers are making this work.
Whether it's to buy that new shirt they've been looking at or fill their gas tank, students at Plymouth South are regularly looking for their first or new jobs. Although with sports and activities, that is not always an easy task. One thing Plymouth South is known for is its student involvement in a variety of extracurriculars.
I'm involved in golf, baseball, Panther Pals, student council, and the SAD Club.
I'm involved in student council and I'm involved in field hockey right now.
But one thing these students also need to handle their day-to-day and social expenses is a job. With these clubs, sports, and activities, somehow many students can still maintain jobs and balance their busy schedules.
I work at the Blueberry Muffin, I work at Twin Acres, and then I work in Sagamore. I work as a barista. I make coffees and work at the drive-thru and the front counter.
With all jobs comes the application process, but that might be the easy part. The most challenging part is finding an employer who is flexible with the busy schedules of students. Junior Tegan Mendel says she's been lucky that her boss at Mary Lou's has accommodated her various commitments.
They accommodate my sports. I also work in other jobs, so they also accommodated to that. And just accommodated to my regular student schedule. It was stressful, but it was easy working, talking through emailing everything and just being able to just figure it out within a week.
With these helpful accommodations, students have been able to work and keep up on school, but they must remember that the prioritization of school is very important and to put their education first.
If you're looking for a job and you have a busy schedule, make sure to just take the time that you can to work on anything that you have, because it's important to get it done when you get the chances, and make sure you have good time management, because it's important to be getting everything done, and it is possible to do.
So for any doubtful students who are scared to jump ship on getting that first or new job, remember that accommodations are possible. You just need to be vocal about your schedules and needs. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Logan Kavicki.
You may know Ava Davey-Bissett from Panther TV, but what you may not know is that she is also a model who found herself with the opportunity to spend the summer living and working in South Korea.
Here's Lacey Monahan with the story.
I sat down with my classmate Ava to find out what it's like to be a high school model in a foreign country. Ava Davey-Bissett has been a model for almost 2 years, but this summer she found herself with a new opportunity.
So I'm a student at Plymouth South High School, but a year ago I started getting into modeling at an agency in the Cape, and I got the opportunity to go to South Korea for the summer with an agency over there.
This meant a chance to experience working with new people and brands. Ava had to figure out how to navigate these cultural workspaces.
So I did a couple different jobs. I did a few for clothing, some for shoes and bags, and the experience working over there was really amazing. The people were very nice. They were making sure I had everything I need. I had a translator with me, but most of the crew spoke English, so it was very easy to communicate with everyone.
Part of this summer job meant traveling to the other side of the world alone and living with complete strangers.
So I lived in a model apartment with a couple other models, one of the ones who I flew to South Korea with. The living environment was very good, although I've obviously been living at home, so it was a big difference going from living at home to being in an apartment and learning to live with other people, and I think it was a very good kind of experience to prepare me going into college. And it was right near the center city of Gangnam, so it was really nice being close to everything.
Each day Ava would have casting calls and photo shoots.
We just jumped right into it. We changed looks a bunch of different times. We changed different locations, different areas. And it was a lot of just free movements, doing what you wanted, but the photographers would also help out a lot, same with the set director, and they would basically help you based on what they wanted for the shoot. And we had like a lot of reference images, so it was easy to be able to kind of go off those and figure out what the vibe was for it.
Being a model comes with challenges between the long hours and the way you are judged.
The most challenging part about the jobs was probably just like the hours. Like, people obviously don't expect modeling to be hard. Like, they think it's just an easy job, but you will do like full day shoots and you're just constantly like moving around, being moved, like being outside. Like, I was outside and it was absolutely like so hot, and I was like fully layered in like winter clothes and I could barely see. But it's a lot of work, and it takes like a lot of like stamina to be able to do something like that, especially when you're being constantly critiqued. Like, going into this, you have to have the mindset that like they're going to be brutally honest with you about your look, about like the way you move, about your body, and it's just something you kind of have to deal with.
Another challenge for Ava was being halfway around the world.
It was just really tough to be away from home. Like, I've obviously never done that before, and even like when people go off to college, it's usually local or like not that far. I was like in another time zone across the world. So it was a tough change for me, and like learning to live with other people and like adjusting to being in a city by myself. But overall, like, it was a really good experience, and I'm glad I did it.
If you're interested in modeling, Ava thinks you should go ahead and give it a try.
So anyone who's looking to get into modeling, I have an agency down the Cape called Signed Management, and they represent like a lot of like teenagers, like boys and girls. And they were able to get me with an agency in South Korea because I really wanted to travel and I really love doing this.
Overall, Ava is glad she took this opportunity and is planning on continuing her modeling career in the future. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Lacey Monahan.
While Ava spent the summer modeling in South Korea, a Panther TV graduate spends much of her free time preparing for and competing in pageants throughout the state.
While these involve a lot of modeling, there's also a lot of charity that goes into it as well. Here's Sarah Cicchetti with more.
Some of you may remember my sister Anna Rose Cicchetti when she was a reporter on Panther TV. Now she's in graduate school and vying for a chance of being the next Miss America. Anna Rose Cicchetti has been doing pageants since she was a sophomore in high school. Throughout her 10-year career of pageantry, she has won multiple different titles.
I had a lot of fun being Miss Whitman. That was the first one I officially won all by myself. When I won Miss Bristol County, I was the first runner-up, so I won the title 6 months after the local, and I was crowned 1 week before you register for states.
In fact, Panther TV has documented Anna Rose's pageant career in the past.
I was a sophomore in high school, so many moons ago. I was a national ambassador for National American Miss. And I just fell in love with pageants the year before, and now I've been doing it almost 10 years.
Miss America local competitions have led to many different volunteer opportunities for Anna Rose and Miss Taunton 2024, Abigail Riggs.
So it was very cool to be able to go into different school systems, especially as Miss Whitman. I went into Whitman, I helped out at the YMCA multiple times, I got to show kids a bunch of different instruments, and just give awareness to the special ed department and autism awareness, because my old platform was bringing the arts to all autism inclusion.
We volunteer every year at the Go Red for Women Gala in Boston, and it's with the American Heart Association. And I've also gotten involved with the Boys and Girls Club, and I was able to go to a gala for them at Gillette Stadium. And this year I was actually able to tap dance. That's my talent. I was able to tap dance for the mayor of Taunton at Gillette Stadium for her inaugural ball. So never would have had those opportunities if it weren't for Miss America.
Miss America competitions aren't just about dressing up and walking on a stage. Contestants are required to use platforms, which are social causes that the candidate chooses to represent.
My platform is GOT, which stands for the Gift of Time, so it allows people to do as much volunteering as they want with any type of platform. I actually just started with Lorna Burnell, who runs the Burtwood School of Performing Arts in Middleborough. Every Saturday, I will be running a free homework help for an hour and a half from 10 to 11:30, because as a teacher, I can use my skills for good and help people in the community.
My platform is called The Learning Project, and it's all about encouraging education through reading and creative writing.
The Miss America opportunity allows young women in Massachusetts to gain confidence and have more chances to volunteer. No matter what place a contestant finishes in, they leave feeling fulfilled and giving back to the community. If you're interested in learning more about these opportunities, you can visit their website. Reporting for Panther TV, I am Sarah Cicchetti.
Looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day, Plymouth South. Oh my God, that was just done.
Oh, yeah, no, I probably should have disconnected that.
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah. No, new equipment's broken.
New
already.
equipment. Oh, well, time to. Here, it's. Are you still recording? It won't come off.